Hi, welcome to In a Pickle Knitting. My name is Donna. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get with you yesterday. I had a feeling that was going to happen during the week, but so I'm trying this morning to do this early. My lighting might be a little bit weird, but let's get on with a bunny craft and a bunny book recommendation. The bunny craft I want to show you is from a pattern you most likely won't be able to get. I bought this in 1987. It's called Bunnykins. Oh, the light really is bad. It is a pattern by Joy Bugs, B-U-G-S. So perhaps you could try online. Again, I bought this in a craft shop in Seattle, Washington. So about 30 some odd years ago. I made a lot of them at that time, and here is the one that I just made. Put him up close there. He's got little green eyes. These are the safety eyes, so they you put them before you close it up. You push the eye through, and then there's a locking piece of metal that keeps it in place. The nose is cross-stitched. I used contrast on his ears, and I used the fabric that for his body that I used for the quilt for my grandson. So this can sit on the quilt and will be a really nice match. This is the color of the trim on the quilt. The soft parts here, the feet, the hands, the back of the ears, and the head are made from this product called Sherpa. The back of it has almost looks like a knitted fabric, so that's probably what it is. You trace your pattern piece onto the back of this and cut that way. The Sherpa can make, a little bit of a mess, but really not that bad. You can also use fur, and I imagine you could just substitute for some kind of fabric if you wanted to. I never tried that. I haven't tried the fur either. I bought quite a bit of the Sherpa, never rebought it. Can't tell you how many of these things I made, and this is doubled over, and I still have this much. This would make probably 3 more. So that is my craft today, a sewn bunnykin bunny, and he's stuffed with the fiber, that polyfill stuff that you can buy at the craft store. You could also add, I think, those weighted beans that you can put like in the back, which would helps things sit, makes them quite a bit heavier though, so you probably would need a heavier fabric. I just use, this is quilting cotton. So that is the craft today. So our book, this is a fun book. It's called Duck Rabbit. So if you look at this and you look at it where this would be the beak of a duck, it looks like a duck. But if you think of this being the nose and eye of a rabbit and his ears are back, looks like a rabbit. When I would read this aloud to first and second graders, or kindergarten, first grade probably, they would start yelling which they thought each one was. Because the story has a lot of arguing. See, there's a bill. What are you talking about? Those are ears, silly. So there's an arguing group, an arguing pair behind the story, and then they start changing the setting. So you can see that it's a duck in a swamp. No, it's a rabbit hiding in the grass. And then they have it to show like movement. So it's just all over a fun read. It is written by Amy Krause Rosenthal and Tom Lichtenheld. So that is Duck Rabbit, a definite fun book, and you'll probably have your opinion as to each picture, whether it is a duck or a rabbit. And what do you see first? If you haven't read the book before, what do you see first? I see the rabbit first. I don't know why. During this time, I thought I would add a little tiny bit, not necessarily all the time, but I'm going to add little bits and things at the end. What I wanted to add today was an Etsy seller that I ordered something from the other day. It came very quickly. We are in the same state though, and actually distance-wise not that far apart. And this is from Nitty McPurley. So I'll show you her box there. Get it to Nitty McPearly. That's her logo. And what I ordered that came in this little box is a necklace, and it's really pretty. That's a locket. So you can open it here, and I'm going to do it carefully because inside are little hexagonal, and I doubt you can see that without me dropping them all. Oh, maybe you can. The hexagonal shaped stitch markers, but of course you could put whatever stitch markers you wanted in there. So it's a necklace and a handy little spot to hold your stitch markers. It doesn't hold, you know, a plethora, but very handy if you're sitting there and need one and actually don't want to move and get up and get them. So that was the first thing I ordered from her. And the second thing was a pair of scissors. And I'm a sucker for pretty scissors. Sorry about that noise. I didn't think to take them out first. Okay, and these have a protective tip on them. I just pulled off first. This beautiful pair of scissors. So she is not just selling items. She is a knitwear designer. She has a lot of patterns. She's Nitty McPearly, and if this will come up here for you, it might. I don't think I'm going to get it to focus. I will try to put that information for you down below. So we're moving along here and with our quarantine, having lots of fun and keeping extremely busy. The people that are bored during this time, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos out there with people who are bored doing things and trying to get together, which is wonderful community spirit. And I applaud them for it. I don't find myself bored a bit because, of course, I now have my little buddy here with me all day, every day, instead of half days. So we've been keeping busy. I always was doing some learning activities that were age appropriate and very interactive and a lot of manipulation. But I was doing a whole lot with handwriting because public education teachers barely have time to actually do handwriting, and it's impossible to watch every single child as they form letters. And what's happened, I noted this as a third grade teacher where we taught cursive handwriting, but we noticed the print that students were drawing letters rather than actually forming them in a systematic way, which then leads to fluency and greater accuracy with what you see, the end product. Our school was trained in a method called Handwriting Without Tears. It was developed by an occupational therapist. I have the materials to use for that. I even have, which includes a little chalkboard and chalk and little sponges and paper towels. So you teach the way to form the letter, and then the student will, if you do it in chalk, then they clean it off with using the sponge, then they dry it, and then they write it again in chalk. So going over having a bit of a trace line, the little dotted things that you trace are not always good for teaching handwriting unless you're sitting there watching the child, because it doesn't tell them, even little children don't see how they're telling you to do it with the arrows very well. So I've been doing that for a while, and we're going back and just repeating every letter now just to make sure that everything's in there really solid, and doing fun things along with a number of other things, because we've got to fill our day with things. We are doing exercise. We're building with Legos or Connects or the magnetic things. We're doing a craft every day with a book, as well as reading other books. I'm using some online resources that have been put out there for at-home people. Scholastic has a great one. I've really enjoyed that because you can pick the age, and then each day they're having a fiction book paired with a nonfiction book on the same topic, and then a short little video that adds to the whole subject for that day. And one of them last week was spring, about spring being here. So we are doing that every day, and we just have our day planned out to do 10 minutes chunked of learning, and then something fun, and then, you know, some downtime, you know, just go play with toys, and a little quiet time, which involves reading to self, which of course is, look at his age, 4.5, nearly 5, is picture walking through a book. So those are some of the things that we're doing. Singing, and doing some hat palmer activities and such. And I may throw little pictures of that stuff at the end just to let you see what we're doing. And lastly, I want to do a giveaway, and I want to do it through YouTube because that's a lot easier for anybody who's watching this. I am going to announce it today and announce it again tomorrow, but it'll be tomorrow or the next time I can get here. Hopefully that is tomorrow. And then, but I will use tomorrow just so there's a little bit of notice and you can know if you want. So what I would just ask is that you make a comment in the bottom. It can be a smiley face, it can be hello, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be a response. That just gets you a comment, so it gets your number in line. And I'll do one of the YouTube random comment generator things to pick who it is, and then I will probably wait till close to the end. And I'm not promising how soon I can get it mailed out. If I have a box here and I can do stamps.com and get and I have labels and such and get it printed off and just leave it in my mailbox, that's what I'll do, but I'm not going to make a trip to the post office right now. So if that isn't going to work because I don't have a box or who knows what might get in the way, I'll just wait till things are over and we'll mail it. Please do not give name and address information in the comments. That wouldn't be safe for you. So what I'm going to raffle off is this little set of mini skeins that I just wound from leftovers that I have. A lot of these have been used in my recent, well, they've all been used in my blankets that I've been making. So up here I have a rainbow, and down here I've got this is very, very neutral. It does have some little purple dots in it, but there's a brown and a gray and a pink and a pink. So, well, two pinks, really. A rosy one and then another one. So if you'd be interested in receiving these, if you're doing a blanket or any kind of a scrappy project like socks, this is about 100, I think right about 120 grams. Each one is 10 grams, but it could be 9, it could be 11, just because my scale may not be the most accurate one. I use a kitchen scale, but I attempted 10. I'm not guaranteeing it. It could be 9, could be 11. So that will be tomorrow to leave the comment for that, or the next time, the next video. This is video 3, so it will be video 4 to look for if you would be interested in receiving that. So I hope you have a great day. Stay busy, stay safe, wash your hands, and whatever else you can think of to find something to laugh about just to help yourself mentally get through this. Bye-bye for now. See you later. Okay, find N.
Let's try the letter N. First, watch me write the letter. N starts in the starting corner. Big line down. Frog jump. Slide to the bottom corner. And up to the corner. Now, wet the letter with a sponge.
Okay, use your index finger of your right hand. Good job.
Good. You got it right. Now dry the letter with the towel. Good. Very good. Now try the letter with the chalk. You got it right.